Hello and welcome to my shop, and thank you for joining me today. Here it's July 6th, and I've been working for a week or two on this radio and one just like it, but I'm pushing this aside for now, and I'm going to look at this antenna here, which I have something like this, the same kind of idea outside. I've had it for, I don't know, 6-8 months now. It's fantastic. So I bought another one, even cheaper. This is really cheap. And it comes with a lot of cable. It comes with this box, which is called a Power T or something like that. And the idea is you feed this box with a bit of power. Excuse me, 12 volts. The 12 volts will be sent up to the antenna, but the 12 volts will not be sent to the radio. So you have your radio here and you have your antenna here. So I set this whole thing up, hung it up outside, the whole deal going, and it didn't seem to work. And I bit by bit took it down and finally determined that, yeah, this doesn't work. I bought something that doesn't work, but I want to prove it here in my shop. So that's what we're going to do today. So first thing is we got to get 12 volts onto here, positive in the center. 12 volts onto here. Ouch. Positive in the center. Okay, we can do that. Set this to 12 volts. 12 volts positive is the red. Positive is the red. Now, I'm going to guess it goes this way. And we will check it. I did check this thing quite thoroughly already, and it really was quite convincing that it didn't work. But that was not here in my shop with some equipment available to really test it out properly. Oh, whoops. Kind of got away from me. Okay, so we want to be positive in the center. And supposedly it's 12 volts. Let's see if it's... So we get a positive reading on the meter. Yes, 11 volts. 11 volts. And, yeah, you know, it says, oh, yeah, it is set to 11. That's perfect. Good. That's good enough. Positive in the middle. Everything is right. As far as I know, there's really nothing in this box but maybe a diode or two. Nothing more than that. Okay. So we have to make a connection to the antenna this way, and I'm going to need a little, I don't want to use these sort of gigantic cables here in a nice bag. I've got to find some cables to use here, so I shall return. Okay, let's try this arrangement out. So that's my SDR output. It's connected right into this right now, but let's prove this. I've got to disconnect it here. I can't be grounded when I'm doing this. Good, that's me touching it. Now see those occasional bumps that come up? What is that? So I think that's a signal that's probably there all the time, and the SDR is like taking snapshots of it, and there's like a shutter effect going on. And so that's why you get this slow pulsing thing. I think if I change the settings of the, I don't want to fool with this too much, but if we were to change the settings here, you know what, I'm not going to fool with it. We'll just ignore that. Is it like, I love fooling around, so have to keep myself under control. So we are now looking at this. I have this long cable plugged into it, a very high quality cable. I do not have the antenna connected yet. So we're going to plug in the power and see what happens. So I'm guessing, we can hear this. Let me pull it back out. I wasn't expecting that much of a change. I wonder if it's just because I'm, putting more wire onto it. Okay, so what if you put more wire onto it? Just grab a random piece of wire here. Nothing happening. Nothing happening. So I'm not sure what we're seeing here. I don't think there's any active parts in this box. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Let's turn the power off here. Huh. That's not supposed to do that. First off. Turn it back on. Well, that's pretty useless if this thing is generating this kind of noise. Now, my power supply may not be the best in the world. I think it is, though. It's a Hewlett-Packard power supply. Wow, okay, I'm already encountering something I didn't expect. Now we're going to, I really don't know what to say about it. Let's hook up the antenna. First I'll cut the power off with the switch. Oh, now that's interesting. That didn't do anything. So it probably is this connection up to this power supply. What if I tried a different power supply? That's awkward. Battery would be easy. Let me just try a battery on there for a moment. Okay, gotta find a 9-volt battery here. Just put the battery on just for a moment. Where are your batteries? Here they are. Okay, and make sure we do this right. Back on here. Yeah, see, just one wire is enough to introduce the noise. So is it just that noise that seems to be in the ground system of my house? So 9 volt, we want the positive where the white stripe is. That's more what you would expect. Okay, and let's hook up the antenna. Let's put the power back on, make sure polarity is correct. Okay. Is there voltage here? We should check it. Let's check it. And there should be 12, actually 11. Yeah, it's there. Where's the power? It was there a moment ago. Maybe I found the problem. But I checked this before. It worked out just fine. What's going on, man? What's happening? The light's not on. Because I didn't have it on. I'm not good with on-off switches, apparently. Okay, there we are. All the voltage is there. Every last little bit of it. Okay, watching the SDR now. Wow. Okay, that made a big difference. I'm not saying it made the difference we want though. Wow, there's a lot of weird stuff on there now. Especially down, how can I do this? Down in this area. What is all of that nonsense? Who's loose here? Now, one of the problems with doing this kind of thing with an SDR is the SDR is about a half a second behind all the time. So if you're gonna, what's causing the noise? Can't imagine that's going to make any difference, but what do we got happening here? Okay, so switch off. Wow, there's a lot coming out of this. Well, it's just like a lot of noise. Now, this thing, this antenna has no resonance, there's nothing like that going on. So it's very much dependent upon the exact environment it's in. So here it is, right here, what's happening. In fact, you can think of it like almost like a probe or a sensor. And I got a nice long wire on it. Let me go way over here. Way back here. It seems to be working now. Okay, I'll take it off. Put it on. Why does it appear to be working here? I'll show you what's actually in this thing here. It's just shoved together. There's nothing here. This is just a tube. And here is the antenna. You can see the circuit. Nice little circuit down there. And the reception plate, I can get it there. It's a little hard to see in the camera, but it's right here. This part of the circuit board. Why is it so dusty? How did it get that dusty? Maybe they made these and they're sitting around somewhere for a year before they get put into a tube and sold to me. It's the XR158. Doesn't say that anywhere else. Well, now I'm encouraged. Go stick this thing back outside and see what happens. But the other antenna, the one that is outside, the other antenna, I had it indoors like this, fiddling with it, and I was quite disappointed until I got it outside. And that's what I thought would happen with this one. As soon as I got it outside, I'd be a happy camper, but it didn't work out that way. Well, I'm going to have to install it outside again. I can do kind of a temporary thing, and we can check it in here. So I'm gonna put this outdoors now. Okay. How do we stop this? Jane, stop this crazy thing. Well, I realized that this is actually much easier than I expected. I have a long piece of cable here I can use, which I'm going to test here right now. And then I can just throw the antenna out the window next to me here in my laundry room, and it'll be in my backyard. So first we want to try this with the long cable and make sure the cable works. I'm sure it does, but let's check it. Okay, so that's the result we're getting. And let me click on one of these. Oh, I am on one of these. 640. How about 590? Hey, what are those funny numbers up here? 590. Doesn't even get it. Get me a station. Well, we'll leave it right here. There's actually a radio station there, even though we can't hear it. Yeah, but if I just take this over here, still don't get it. Let me try. What's this one here? Here we are. Can you hear that slightly? Okay, now. Oh, so better if I put my hand around it. I'm sort of adding in more signal. There we go. Okay, now we can test the cable. This was all about getting ready to test the cable, so take that one off. Set this one aside here. Yeah, if this antenna works, I'll be very, very happy. If I find out I was just somehow mistaken. Here we go. Okay, we're getting the same kind of result. Good. I'm gonna send it out my window here. It's all tangled up. Okay, let me untangle things and get that happening. Okay, so you're looking out my laundry room window, and I'm going to put the antenna on the cable at the window. You'll see me do that. And then I'm going to stick it out the window. And then I'm going to go outside. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to drag it out past those tomato plants that you see there. And you'll be able to see the result. I won't, because I'm going to be outside. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to go out and just kind of wave it around. So I better hook up the cable here on this end. Okay. So you're not going to be able to hear me very well either. There we go. Okay, I'm on my way out there, and I'm going to wave it around. I'll be able to come back and watch this video, and I'll see the result. Okay, so it just take me a minute to get out there. Okay, I'm back inside. I'm just looking at the result. What we're going to do next is I'm going to arrange things so I can switch between that antenna and my other antenna. And we'll see how it goes. You can't quite see where I put it, can you? Let me just move it over. There it is, on a stick. Okay, let me get things set up so we can switch between. Okay, well I think I've got things set up now. We've got the outdoor new antenna coming in here, and we have my other outdoor antenna coming in through here. And both of them are being, you can switch, and then they're going to the SDR. Okay, so right now I am switched, I believe I'm switched on my old antenna, which I've been using. Here's the new one. Oh, maybe that is the new one. Here's the old one. Yeah, I definitely see a difference there. If you notice that weird interference, you can hear it here. I think I must have the bandwidth is way down here. Where are you? Where are you? Bandwidth right here. A little less muffly. Slow, but I'm getting there. Okay, that's a lot better. Don't play any music. Don't play that music. I'm gonna get a copyright hit for that. Okay, as soon as the music's over, we'll continue. Okay, here we go. That's my existing good antenna, and here's the other one. And here's nothing. That's nothing. Well, you know, I think it's working. I think I just have to get it up much higher than it is. It's too close to the ground. So that'll be my next objective, is just to jack it up. Perhaps the cable I was using to feed it before was bad. I don't think so, because I found 12 volts at the end of it. So back to the other antenna now. You can see how much better it is. It could also be the manufacturer of the particular circuit, the particular antenna I'm using may not be as good as the first one. May be a better one. Except, what's that noise doing there? We don't hear it on this one at all. And this goes to my theory, not a theory, my suggestion that, let me just turn the sound down here. You really need two antennas to do any radio work. And the reason is, if you have one antenna and you've been using it for a few months and you decide, I'm going to make a change, I'm going to go out and I'm going to raise it, I'm going to do something to it, make it longer, whatever you're going to do. So you go out and you make the change. You come back in, you know, some time has gone by now. Turn on your radio, listen to it, and you can't be sure. Is it better? Is this better? Did the conditions change? What's happened? You need something to compare it to, which is why you need two antennas. So you have two antennas, you get familiar with how each of them works. One's probably better than the other. And then you can decide to go and make adjustments on one of them, and when you're done, you can compare, and then you can become aware of whether it really got better or not, regardless of the change of conditions that is happening all the time when you're doing this. So, so that's the name of the game here, is to jack this antenna much higher into the sky. I think I have some temporary, get it farther away from my house. It's another good idea. And out in the middle of my backyard. That's what I'm going to try. Let's see. Okay, so what I've done, there's no antenna connected right now. I've raised the new antenna from about 5 feet above ground when you saw it before out the window to about 15 feet above the ground now on a tripod. Let's see what happens. So we'll switch first to my legacy antenna. So sounds great. Sounds like full quieting to me. Let me just turn the volume up a little bit here, because you are hearing this from a speaker through a microphone. Okay, we're going to switch antennas and watch what happens. Oh, what's going on there? Yeah. Okay. Other antenna. First, no antenna, then the other antenna. Now shut the power off. This is the part that disturbed me. I shut the power off. It makes no difference. Well, there was something there, wasn't there? A little pop. Switch it off, didn't notice a thing. Maybe slight change on the waterfall there. Okay, switching it on. What's happening there? Okay, off. And back on. It's like the power is doing nothing, and this is what I discovered. In fact, what I discovered before when I first tried this was I was standing in the backyard. Let me turn this down. I can listen to. I have wireless headphones that work out into my backyard, and I was able to listen to the radio on wireless headphones and stand out in the backyard and fiddle with it. And it got to the point where I disconnected the antenna from the cable, and no change occurred. In fact, the cable was the antenna, and that seems to be where I am right now. Let's go back to the other antenna. See, that's the performance I was expecting. I'll put the sound up again.
We know you're counting down the days till Christmas.
What? No, I'm not. And the other antenna. And I'll bet you, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to disconnect the cable. Well, I kind of did that right here, didn't I? If I just pull this... Well, this will kill the signal if I do that. Oh my gosh, it's still picking it up just from junk here in my shop. Hey, you know what? Let's go up and try a different frequency. Let's go way up. Let's go up to 15 megahertz, because that's not 15. This antenna works on short wave, or these antennas. We'll put it right on 15 in case we can hear WWV. Okay, we'll switch to the other antenna. Right there. And what do we hear? Well, we're not hearing WWV. What's this thing right here? 14,955. This signal's not here. There's another whopper down here. What's that? See? Same thing. So this is a problem with the SDR. It's being overdriven, probably at 9 megahertz. Let's go down and look. 9, and then we'll just slide this up a bit. No, I don't see anything whoppingly large. I don't know what that was. Okay, let's go back up. 15. We'll pick one of these signals here. Not that one. Okay, we'll try that. Good antenna. No antenna. Other antenna. Ooh! What is going on there? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's happening here? Okay, so that's the legacy antenna. That's no antenna. Oh my! That's the new outdoor antenna. Let me turn it off. Oh my gosh, what is happening here? Look at that. Now that's some weird, that's a weird SDR thing. Maybe overloaded something terrible? How could it be? Can I disconnect the antenna? Wow. This box itself is doing this? You know what it could be? It could be my power supply. Okay, so let me cut off the power. Welcome to my shop. Wow, this is the world I've been living in all my life. The world that doesn't make any sense. How does this happen? Okay, let's put it back there. We'll disconnect here. Mr. Box, what are you doing? Too much voltage coming in? No, we're at about 11 volts. That's a ground terminal here. What if we ground this guy here? Let's ground him quickly, man. Okay, grounding to, let's say, here. And has no effect whatsoever. And that's not too surprising. These things are all grounded here, and you'd think the grounding would be continuous inside this box. What is happening here? Let me turn the power off to it again. Huh. Let's put the 9 volter on it. And find out that my... hey, where's that coming from? That power supply's off. Well, I have 2 power supplies up here. One of them is operating these rotten spotlights I use. And the lower one, let me turn it off. Oh my gosh! Hey, you learn something new every day. These lights are generating that kind of noise. Is it the lights? Let me turn the power on again. Okay, and then I can turn the lights off individually. Let's see what happens here. There's 2 of them. Hear that, and now I'll turn this power supply off. Oh my gosh! Oh man! Okay, well, let's go back to checking the antenna now. But I can't turn the power supply on, so I'm going to use the battery. Temporary. Positive, positive. Are you positive? I'm positive. What antenna are we on? Okay, that's my outdoor antenna. My original antenna, rather. That's a new one. What's all that gibberish on there? Turn it off. The box is generating gibberish. Or is it the antenna? Okay, so I'll disconnect the antenna. I'm trying to hold this 9 volt battery on the whole time I'm doing this. Come on out. Come on out. Come on. Okay, that's the antenna disconnected. 9 volt battery still on. Maybe. That's a 9 volt battery going on and off. So the noise is coming from the cable. Bypass the box entirely. Just gonna touch the conductors here. So there's no power going to that antenna. What is it picking up out there? See, this is fun. What if I touch it to the outside? You get the same deal. It's just a cable running out a window through my backyard. Why would it have that on it? And just for comparison, the other antenna looks like that. Oh man. Okay. So, yes, this is the fun part of it all. The antenna that is receiving well is about 30 feet, or maybe a little less, 25 feet above the ground, above my deck, above my garage, beside my house. The other antenna is in my backyard. My backyard slopes upwards. It's up on the slope a bit. The relative height difference is probably 15 feet between the two antennas. If 15 feet is causing this kind of difference, I can't believe it for a moment. So I am still left perplexed by this new antenna I got. Other than putting it right beside the existing antenna, so they're in exactly the same environment, and then testing them, which is probably a worthwhile idea. Can I do that? I have to do that. I have to get them next to each other. That's the only way to really prove one over the other. Oh boy. Okay, here's a photo of what I've got arranged out in my house. So you can see this is my garage here. It's sunk into the ground another 3 feet, 4 feet down here. That's the second story of my house. And the laundry room is around the corner here. You can't see it. So I have a wire coming from out of the laundry room up to here. This is the new antenna. And this one on this long stick is the antenna that I've been using for 6 months or longer yet. Very similar. See it up there? Just a little. Actually, I can zoom in on these, can't I? Yeah. So you can see it up there, and here's the other one I just put up. This is an aluminum. Whoops. This is an aluminum tripod with a broomstick sticking out of the top. So what's up against this is wood, and you can see that this is a wooden stick. I just grabbed this in the fall before the winter came and jammed that antenna up there, and that's where it's remained, up there. So I'm switching between those two antennas. You can see how high they are off the ground. It's actually pretty high. This one's pretty high up there. Okay, let's see how this works out. Okay, I think we're looking at the we're looking at the my good antenna. Let's call it the old legacy antenna. Well, that's weird. Why would it sound like that? Oh, we're up at 15. Because it is actually a sideband signal. Well, okay, let's get down to AM here. Whoops. Okay, we're in the AM band. I'm really messing up here.
And he'll get your home seen by thousands, if not millions.
Okay, so that's 640 AM. We're listening to. I'm going to switch antennas now. Oh, I have no power on the other antenna. I have no it's not connected at all. Oops, I kind of forgot I was fooling around here. Let's put her on. Okay, and then the antenna. Where'd you go? No power whatsoever. And I will power it with a 9-volt battery. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm going to switch to the other antenna and compare.
right, welcome. It's back. It's just a long show back for
Oh, wow.
Good to have you along for the ride. Hopefully all of it. And reach out, James Fireman, Tamar Gopian from Sam Fearu to Markin LLP in attendance. And to reach out, stlawyers.ca, the website, and the email that you can use. Maybe the show is help at
Okay, power off.
to read.
Power back on.
Teams always
Excellent. Okay, turns out it's so location sensitive.
Go head first.
9-volt battery off. It works. It does work. If you just, I just have to get it high enough. Now, how come this one has noise? The other one doesn't. Let me put this on this power supply again.
Having to, or wanting to travel to the UK, wanting to actually move to the UK, and wanting to understand how that was going to impact their disability benefits. And the short version of that is, unfortunately for most people, in virtually all policies, if you leave the country,
It's powered with the power supply now.
Your benefits are going to stop or possibly be cut off permanently. So that is usually not going to be a good option. The reason why this particular topic struck me is a broader issue about living your life, about not allowing the disability application
Voltage going down.
dictate every decision that you make, and even if you're cut off or denied and you're in litigation, not to allow that litigation to dictate every decision that you make. And it's advice that I
5
give
volts.
to virtually everyone that contacts me, and it may be something
Oh,
that is
going down now.
I think
So this
there
thing
is
is
a
working well
perception
with even
amongst
4 or
a lot
5
of
volts.
people who are in this process or who are looking to get into
Go
this
too
process,
high.
if they are disabled and are concerned
That's
about
12.
what it means to apply for benefits, that once you apply, or if you're cut off and once you start
So you can run this with a much
But all
lower
of a sudden,
voltage.
every decision that you
Very
make
good.
is going to have
Okay,
to be
that's good to
through
know
that
too.
lens of the disability process or the
Okay.
litigation process. And my advice in all situations like that is not to do that.
Let me turn the
is
sound
to
off.
consider-
So when I first got the first mini whip antenna, I tried it out inside. I was extremely disappointed with it. The one that I'm using now all the time, but at first very disappointed. And eventually I got it outside, and then I got it farther from the house, then I found a bunch of wire, and I got it up much higher, and everything I did made it better and better until you see where it is. I showed you the photograph. It's up on the top of a stick. And up there, it was still susceptible to interference from lights in my kitchen. My kitchen is right there where the antenna is. And I had some LED lights in there with a power supply, and that was generating a lot of noise. I got rid of all that. I put in new LED lights. There's no noise coming from them at all. It's quite impressive. So I eliminated that. What I'm saying is where I ended up putting the first antenna was still in a noise field from lights in my kitchen until I solved that. So I think the name of the game is higher and farther away from everything, and it will work better. There must be some limit to these things, of course. You know, how high is high enough? I would guess, probably in reality, probably 3 times the height of the buildings around which you are listening. Now that's impractical. I mean, who's going to do that? I got a tree that high, but I'm not climbing up that tree. So the higher the better, I think, is the name of the game. Same thing with any antenna, really. Higher the better. And away from noise sources. It's only sensing the space it's in. It's not a long wire dragging through my backyard, going past noise sources. Of course, there aren't any in my backyard, but I think you know what I mean. You have a long piece of wire. You have much more chance of having it in a noise field than a little tiny mini whip antenna with a little square like this, which you can move around and that. Anyway, okay, that's my experience with this thing. I will now figure out a more permanent installation and try and make it better than the one I've been using. I'm trying to make it higher, farther away. I don't know how I'm going to do that. How am I going to do that? I need a longer stick. Well, thanks a lot for watching this morning. I hope you found this interesting. Certainly I've gone from thinking the second antenna was a complete dog, it didn't work at all, to it's obviously working, just needs to be higher in the sky. Thanks a lot for watching.